Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Now here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Fades. And it's Brunson with the rebound. Despite Joel Embiid half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Now here's Maxey. Out to Oubre. Outside Maxey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Brunson. And it's Maxey missing.
What's that?
Bridges right side. Misses the 3. And we're about a minute into the first. Here's Maxey. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Oh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Rebound by Philadelphia.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Pass to Embiid. Here's Grimes. The rebound by Bridges. Anunoby with it. The fadeaway.
Yeah, he just gave up real quick.
We'll see the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. And the highlight of this game could be the matchup at the 5 spot, Clark.
You know, Brian, we've seen strong play at the center position these last few years, and we've got 2 bigs who can each take over a game, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching them square off. The big fella with the big finish, Lopez, rocking that rim.
Irving looking around. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And it's Lillard with the ball for Milwaukee. And that's good.
That's a book.
Good. Off the glass that time.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Here's Irving. To the paint. Here's Davis. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And I tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, BA. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
And Dallas with possession. It's a 5-point game. It's a one-on-one situation. Blocked. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. First quarter and about a minute and a half in.
You know, defensively, Anthony Davis might be the most versatile big guy in the league. I mean, this guy does a nice job not only blocking shots, but challenging shots as he did there.
Now here's Lillard. Stolen by Davis. To the middle. Good work there as it goes.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using it. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Here's Lillard. Screen by Antetokounmpo. It's Lillard with the drive. Well, Grant, there are a few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
Hey, certain guys just exude that it factor. Damian Lillard is a great player and a terrific leader.
Davis a screen. Irving up top. Clock is at 3. From the high post. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute, and the point of emphasis in the game plan against Anthony Davis was to simply be more physical inside. Coach said we have to force him outside the paint and make him shoot those mid to long range shots. Sounds like they're willing to give up the outside shot to keep Davis from dominating the paint.
Great work, Allie. Thanks.
Irvin knows exactly when to let that shot go. He's a knockdown threat from deep for sure.
Back to Lillard. Knocks it down from distance.
Good shot.
Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Irving. Oh, it's blocked by Lopez.
Lopez showing off the length there to get to that shot.
It's his first trip to the line. And he drops it first. You know, Clark, watching Kyrie Irving, he still does things you just can't believe.
His ball handling ability is just remarkable, and his finishing ability surpasses his rush hour handles, and that's saying a ton. He can beat anybody off the dribble. He can make tough shots. He really is one of the elite scorers from the guard position in the history of the NBA. I don't think that's an overstatement. From the angles he finishes, the shots he can make, he's as elite as we've had in the league.
Mavericks trail by. Pass to Lively. Back to Irving. Over Prince. Again, the miss by Dallas.
This has not been his best quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Here's Irving, following the score by Milwaukee. "26 seconds left to play in the first. Lively with the bucket.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And a timeout called here by Doc Rivers. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Three seconds left now in the first quarter. Now Lillard. He's got 7. Shoots. Rebounded by Prosper.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too. Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break guy.
Baby. He gets it! Wow! Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splat.
And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, what stands out to you from Milwaukee in this one?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
Here's Hardy. Can't hit it. He's 0 for 2 now. And so Trent will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, the Bucks creating an elite tandem last season, pairing Giannis with Damian Lillard, who said people wanted to just click right away, but when you put two guys together who have always had the ball in their hands, it's going to take time to learn how to play off of one another. It's about making sure we continue to grow. B.A.?
That's a good perspective, Allie. Thanks. On the wing, Green. Lillard outside. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And here's Green from the arc. He drains that one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
Unselfishness from Lillard has no problem giving the ball up, especially when he's got a guy wide open.
The 3. Look at Lillard making it look easy.
And just totally relentless. only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense, getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
And, you know, we can't measure Hart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
And that one's good. Green.
Good feed that time from Lillard. He knows his teammates rely on him to find them just like that.
Pass to Prosper. Here's Christie. Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. Here's Hardy. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. And here's Lillard. Fires the 3. Oh, Dame time!
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right
This
now.
jumped out of hand
You
real
see his confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Dallas shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
It's both from the stripe. You know, when you think about how the Mavs play defense, so much depends on how they defend the point of attack. They've got great rim protection and rotations, but if they aren't stopping penetration, it's tough.
Nah, for real. Yeah, that's all these to do nowadays.
Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. Banked in off the glass. And you think about the future of this great league, certainly, Greg, some terrific young talent on display here tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, who's got next? I mean, some gifted players here answering in the affirmative.
Now here's Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And it's Washington's ball. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. I was able to talk with Mark Dagnall for a minute. We got to talking about Jordan Poole and how you deal with a player like him. Coach smiled and said, we want to be as disruptive for him as possible. Anything we can do to prevent him from getting into a rhythm, we'll do it. Keeping Poole off balance is the plan here. Guys?
Thanks, David. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And again, Washington with the triple.
And this is Middleton's game. He's thinking of shooting it even before the pass hits his hands.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
They're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
Yep, that one goes. Dort got his second bucket of the
He
game
would make
to
it
go.
some whites in it.
The mid-range jumper from Dort, giving the defense a little wrinkle.
Williams with the block. Dort attacking. Pass to Hartenstein. Now here's Williams. From past the arc. He can't hit that time. George looking around. Now Middleton. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. A baseline J. And he wills that one in. Sinking
Okay,
right
Middleton.
through off the back iron.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Misses the three. Here's Koulibaly. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
So smooth, so pretty off the dribble drive. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander doing work.
A floater. And they get it back. Pass to Song. Shot clock at 5. Here's George. Washington needs to get a shot off here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Substitution on the floor.
Oklahoma City trailing. In the corner, it's Wiggins. On the wing, Wallace. The kick out to Williams. Inside. Wiggins. No good. That would have tied it. Poole with it. Now defended by Wiggins. And Poole gets it to go.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here we are sizing up GA Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
Williams with the block. Here's Caruso. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Middleton for 3. Good on the triple. Middleton's got 8 points.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Pass to Wiggins. Tries again. To the wing on the left. Here's Caruso. The 15-footer. Good.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
And here is Poole. He's got 5. That shot missing. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. The Thunder shooting just their second attempt at the line tonight.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander. It could go. And that one released in no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Thunder lead by 1.
13.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions and want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
That attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David. Doris, do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best young core in the NBA?
Well, they are absolutely loaded with talent, Kevin. Not only that, they fit together. Now they've got a perennial MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has inserted himself into the best player in the game conversation and a rising star in Chet Holmgren. Look out.
And Gilgeous-Alexander, here we go. Washington leading now by 3. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game. And Oklahoma City making a change here. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. To the left wing. Here's Holmes. And that one drops. Holmes got the lead up to 5 now for the Wizards.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Spins. Unloads from 9. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. So both teams making some changes here. Here's Carrington. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, 2-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Pass to Caruso. Shot clock at 3. Wiggins from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are one or two of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room. That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
And Koulibaly gets it to go.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here, had the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
This is a dominant stretch. I am so impressed with how they've played together as a unit over this last stretch.
And here's Kispert from the arc. Traps in the tray. Kispert's got 4 this quarter.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Pino Doris at one point.
Another one down. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with these dudes. They just quitting left and right. Probably be my last one, then I'm gonna get off.
Hello out there, and get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
Yeah, man, he done ran them all up.
Along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce.
Crazy though, because he started out like all the way at the bottom. Now he number 1.
Pass to Curry. Now here's Green. Outside Curry. From outside the
I
arc.
messed that up.
It's hauled in by the Suns.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And when you look at the numbers for these teams, Brent, they both pile up assists.
Those are some of the better teams to play for and are the most dangerous in terms of setting up your scheme defensively. Coaching staffs have a really hard time trying to get their team ready against an opponent that moves the ball as often as both of these teams do tonight.
Now here's Booker. That one falls, coming off Beal's feed.
I tell you, Booker just so slick in there.
About a minute into this first quarter. And Curry's got the ball here for the Warriors. 4-point game. Here's Podziemski. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Phoenix's ball. Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Steve Kerr. What'd you find out, Allie?
As you can imagine, the team spent much of their practice preparing for Devin Booker. Coach said there's no great way to defend him. He can beat you at the rim, from mid-range, well beyond the arc as well. And on top of all that, he creates for others. Brian?
Thank you for that, Allie.
Pretty sweet right there. Draymond Green, of course, being unselfish and looking to involve his teammates.
Grant, when you look at Draymond Green's career, you think he's going to the Hall of Fame?
You know, believe so. He's won multiple titles, and we know how impactful he has been as a defender and distributor especially. I think we'll see him in Springfield one day.
Now here's Beal. Pass to Durant. It's Beal on the wing. Back to Durant. 4 on the clock. Over Moody. Bearing his second of 3 attempts.
Of course, he makes a white.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Here's Curry. Another 3 for Golden State.
It doesn't matter. I mean, once Steph Curry crosses half court, you're in trouble.
It's Beal on the wing. Back to Durant. And Butler with the block.
And Jimmy Butler has incredible defensive instincts. Great timing on that block.
And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Knocked away. 5 to shoot. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
That's not foul. Whatever.
Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle. When you look at the career of Kevin Durant, he's had an amazing list of teammates, Grant.
Yeah, that's true, B.A. And it started with Westbrook and Harden. Then he had Steph, Clay, and Dre, Kyrie, and then Booker and Beal. That is quite the list.
Now here's Butler. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
It got up to speed, and that momentum carrying him right through the contact. Butler with the score.
Here's Booker. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
And here's Curry for 3. And can't get it. He's now 1 of 3. The Suns leading. Pass to O'Neal. Inside. And he gets the bucket. Durant's got 8.
Anticipating the contact there and toughness through that play, Durant is not afraid to attack the defense.
Podziemski with it. It's Podziemski on the wing. Outside, Green. That 3's off the mark. Phoenix leading by 4. The shot, no good. Ooh, good work defensively by Butler. Butler on the wing. 36 seconds left in the first. It's hauled in by Beal. And so it's Beal who brings up the ball for the Phoenix Suns. Pass to Richards. Beal outside. Richards with a screen. And it's Beal penetrating. The kick to Durant. And stolen by Green. And here's Curry for 3. And the Warriors miss again. And the foul called on Brandon Podziemski. That's his first foul of the game. And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. There's 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 1 second left. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Phoenix out in front. They lead by 4. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Suns?
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
Outside O'Neal. 6 to shoot. Plumlee with it. Over Looney. And he gets the friendly roll as that one goes.
All right, whatever.
Not the classic jump shooter. Plumlee has cleaned up some mechanics, and he showed it there.
The three from Curry. There he is. The three-point king delivers on cue.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Stephen Curry is still playing, but the debates have already started about where he ranks among the all-time greats, Brent.
LBA, it's a matter of opinion, but if your opinion is that he shouldn't be up there, shame on you.
They've been all right so
6'2",
far
this
since I
guy
got
is
on.
pound for pound.
Late today because
that's ever suited up
I
in
love
this
my
league.
folks' house.
Looney not afraid to get in there
So
and
far,
knew
so
that
good.
opportunity was going to open up.
O'Neal on the wing. Outside Jones. Pass to Plumlee. Back to Jones. Plumlee a screen. The baseline J. Jones misses. Warriors trail by 3. Curry with it. O'Neal covers. Outside Heel. Kuminga with it. Outside Curry. Lets it go from deep. Another miss for him. He's 2 for 6. And it's Phoenix's ball. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, guys, the Suns are going for it. All-star guard Devin Booker said everybody here is on the same page. We're in win-now mode. We want excellence. We know it's not going to be easy, but when you give up that much, we're trying to win this year and years to come. Brian, this front office has been aggressive.
They are all in, Allie. Thank you. Here's Payton from the arc. The Suns lead by 5. For 3, Allen. The rebound by Payton. Pass to Heel. Back to Looney.
Shots right.
And he's going for the lob. Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Was that distracting to you?
Not really, BA. That's kind of the fun part of the game when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, that sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. The Suns lead by 3. Booker looking around. Gets stolen by Heel. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. Here's Looney. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, the defender was Kevon Looney.
Or he missed the free throw.
Right back. That's a nice play.
Kevon Looney taking.
And the second free throw is good. One thing this Golden State team does very well is control the offensive glass, Brent.
Well, there's been a lot of talk analytically, BA, about how advantageous it is to come in and swoop through to grab offensive rebounds. Golden State has bought into that philosophy. They also have guys who take a lot of long shots, so that's long rebounds with a better chance of gaining an extra possession. So some smart analytical play here from Golden State in the past couple seasons. Curry doing it again with the quickest releases we've ever seen.
It's stolen by Looney. In transition, here come the Warriors. Yes, it's good. And the Warriors lead by 3.
Now, that wasn't
And it's energy like that on both ends of the floor that's got them out ahead.
Here's Booker. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, Grant, if you talk about consistent top-level scores, Devin Booker is near the top of that list.
Yeah, and going back to the 17-18 season, Devin has averaged at least 25 points every year. Book can create his own shot and finish. It's hard finding guys who can do both.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
And let's talk about Draymond Green for a moment. Certainly one of the most outspoken players in the league, Brent.
Well, Draymond has never held back, whether he's talking about his opinion or the way that he sees the game, which is remarkable and a revelation to his intelligence as a defender on the floor. Draymond Green has been special on the defensive end throughout his career.
Hield for 3, and it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
Hield has a beautiful release on his shot right there, just barely off of his fingertips and buttery soft.
Here's Durant. Here's Dunn. Yes, and it's Booker with the setup.
3 points.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
Right side, Butler. Pass to Hield. Here's Post. Back to Hield. Just 5 on the clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Another 3 for Golden State.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout. Well, somehow they kept possession of the ball after that poor pass. They should be very thankful that wasn't a turnover.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Substitution on the court.
15 seconds left to play in the half. Pass to Bowl. Uses the glass on the layup.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Now Payton. Outside Hield. Puts up a deep 3. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. The Warriors on top, up by 4. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Pass to Richards. To the inside. Dunn. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Dunn's got 5.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Here's Curry. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. Brent, you could hit the 3 back in your day, and no doubt, Stephen Curry is the best three-point shooter in league history. What makes him so good from deep?
To me, BA, it comes down to the way that Steph goes about his habits in practice. If you ever watch footage of him in pregame warm-ups or in the offseason, there is so much variability in what he does in terms of preparing his feet.
Oh, my God. Probably just quitting today. Yeah, you know he did. This guy earlier, 3-0, he quit. This dude, he left. I was picking teams. I got one more in me for the night. Yeah, man, I'm kind of I already prepared myself for that stuff when I see that.
All right, everyone.
One
Greetings
touchdown,
from
7
2K Sports. Get ready for
Playoff.
some NBA action. This is Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and the Hall of Famer Grant Hill here with me at the table, and Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. And so off the tip, it's the Trailblazers. And Ayton with the stuff.
You're sticking it to them inside. Good luck throwing Ayton off when he attacks like this.
Well, Stan, he was a 5-time All-Star. Chauncey Billups, just 1 year as an assistant before becoming a head coach.
Yeah, but Brian, Chauncey Billups was a guy that even when he was a always thought like a head coach.
Now here's Simons. Off the outside. Clock at 6. Shoots it from the high post. It's rebounded by Zubats.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough work in the mid-range area.
Harden with a bucket.
I love it. When Harden shoots, he commits. A little contact isn't going to upset his mechanics.
Allie LaForce had a chance to catch up with head coach Chauncey Billups. Allie, what do you have to say?
Jesus.
Wow.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Now here's Harden. Ayton with the defensive effort.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Fires it from 18. Goes back up. And Ayton, throw it down.
My Lord, the agility on that size. Ayton's on another level.
First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. It's Powell on the wing. Yes, and a nice assist
Oh my
from Harden.
God.
Defensively, you have to
Come
stay
on, man.
connected to him on the perimeter.
Now here's Simons. Pass to Sharp. Back to Simons. 6 on the shot clock. And such a nice move to make that bucket possible.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Clippers trail by 3. Coach, you talk about guys who are always upping their game. How about Anthony Simons?
Well, Brian, I feel like he's one of the truly under-the-radar scorers in this league. He's put in a lot of time and work, never satisfied with himself or his game, and he just keeps getting better.
Avdia. Soft touch off the glass.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Here's Powell. Pass to Zubats. Now here's Powell. Harden scanning the floor. Harden drawing the double team. Leonard inside. He's scoreless. And a missed layup.
It's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Shot is up. And he buries that one. Back rim and in.
Now you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Pass to Harden. Three-pointer. Avdia pulls it in.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Kamare. And here's Sharp. Powell covers. And here's Simons. Overdone. Here's Ayton. And good work on the boards as they picked up the second chance points. Ayton's got 6.
I mean, come on, a 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan. Ayton beats everyone to the ball and converts easily. Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Good on both. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Simons with it. There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's the pick. Driving to the basket. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And he dunks it down.
And this kind of six slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played and a confidence they're not. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Portland.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Clippers' talent level is unquestionable, but they can run hot and cold at times. Coach Ty Lue said taking care of the basketball, transition defense, offensive rebounds, and spacing. Those are the 4 things we have to consistently be good at every single night. Brian?
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, Allie.
And as a rebounder, Klingent is probably more advanced at the offensive end at this point.
The kick out to Simmons. And we all know about Stan the analyst and Stan the coach, but when you played in college, what was your game like, Stan?
Hey, Brian, I had the game that would get you beat as a coach. I will say my greatest strength was this. I was never once accused of overpassing.
The black hole. That is Stan Van Gundy. Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
Portland leading by 8. Grant outside. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
You know, depending on where Jeremy Grant's been, he's filled a lot of different roles. He's been asked to be the alpha or the second option or even a role player. But whatever it is, he's always willing to do whatever it takes to help the team.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
From Maryland.
Now Dunn. Still no points. Over Henderson.
Like the Maryland close to DC.
The shot by Dunn, no good. So it's Portland now. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. Took the
Only reason I'm
opportunity
saying
when
that
he
is
saw
because
it.
it's kind of like two different sides of Maryland. Like you got one side is like
It's just that easy for him
Baltimore.
sometimes.
I'm from the
Timeout
other side.
called by Ty Lue. He wants to review the game plan. And Los Angeles making a change here. Close the net on 2 minutes played here in the second. Done with it. Henderson picks him up. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. Pass to Sharp. Lets the three fly. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup.
Damn, he get every rebound.
Klingen's got 4 points this quarter.
I love it. When Klingen starts throwing that weight around, he'll knock you out of position.
On the wing, Jones. Avdia with a steal. Fires the three. Here's Klingen. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Klingen's got 6.
And this is where you feed the
Done.
big man Klingen. He knows how to execute from this close.
The ball's knocked loose. Pass to Avdia. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Zubats. Clippers trail by 17. It's so interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed. Owners have changed. And now they're season regulars in the league.
Pass to Klingen. Outside for Henderson. And, oh, he just jams it right over Ivica Zubac.
Yep, he's done. Yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming again, to be honest with you. And how you like it there so far? That's kind of a big. That's kind of a like big jump, ain't it? Mississippi the South, coming from Detroit. Still that ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I heard Southern hospitality is a real thing. Probably a little chiller, nicer. You got bad people everywhere, but you know. college football tomorrow. All about that. Yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.